beautiful people. How are ya? I hope you're having a great day. I've been feeling pretty well. I started doing aerobics again. I felt like I was starting to gain a little weight and bloat up. I was eating crackers and sour cream dip probably once a day, and a little bit too much. So I felt like I was really starting to bloat. Not a good thing. So I'm on a warpath again to get myself under control. It's a vicious cycle, and you have to stay on top of these things because we're human and we can get out of control. Twice this week, I have done a 20-minute workout. My goal is a 20-minute workout 3 times a week, and I think it's doable. I found a wonderful YouTube channel that makes the aerobic exercise fun and easy to do. It's not standing, sitting, laying down. Oh, all that up and down is just too hard for me. I know my limits. So just standing and just doing some fun movements is what I like to do. It's my cup of tea. What do you like to do? Being positive is definitely a big deal. I still have flares. I mean, that's never going to change as long as I have fibromyalgia, I imagine. And this last flare lasted several months while I was taking care of my ill dog. But I got through it. We do get through our flares. They're just a part of living with fibromyalgia. Neutrophils are a type of white blood cell. They help our immune system fight infections and heal injuries. Neutrophils are a subset of one of the 3 types of white blood cells called granulocytes, but they also exist in eosinophils and basophil cells. For today, I want to talk about the action of neutrophils on fibromyalgia pain and what research is saying about neutrophils in fibromyalgia. So here we go. A recent study in April of 2023, researchers looked at neutrophils in fibromyalgia. This is pretty exciting stuff. Quote, we used a back translational approach in mice to demonstrate the pronoceceptive role of neutrophils in fibromyalgia. Adoptive transfer of neutrophils from mice with chronic widespread pain or from patients with fibromyalgia can confer mechanical pain to recipient naive mice, sensitize evoked action potential firing of spinal cord neurons, and produce phenotypic changes in cell surface expression of neutrophil proteins that cause infiltration of neutrophils in dorsal root ganglia. These data provide the framework for an immunological basis of chronic widespread pain in fibromyalgia mediated by polymorphonuclear granulocytes, unquote. What does this mean for fibromyalgia patients? Altered neutrophil activity and interactions with sensory neurons can help target fibro pain via these mechanisms. Altered central processing of nociceptive information has dominated literature. Studies are now pointing toward a peripheral drive. Neutrophils are surprisingly found in higher numbers in the circulation of fibro patients. In addition, pro-inflammatory cytokines like IL-6 and IL-8 as well as TNFA are increased. These same cytokines are released by neutrophils and are known to cause nociceptor sensitization. A model of chronic widespread pain was induced in male mice using a hyperalgesia priming paradigm to trigger latent and persistent pain behavior. They used an intramuscular injection. The mice developed mechanical hypersensitivity. And after the second injection, the mice developed hypersensitivity 2 weeks later. They determined that spinal cord neurons sensitize evoked action potential firing of spinal cord neurons and causes neutrophil infiltration into the dorsal root ganglia. Neutrophils are fundamental for the development of chronic widespread pain through infiltration of peripheral sensory ganglia. So, targeting neutrophils may be a useful therapeutic target for pain control in fibro. And remember that study in July of 2021 that King's College of London completed? That study posited that antibodies in patients result in our increased pain sensitivity, reduced movement, muscle weakness, and the reduction of small nerve fibers in the skin, all typical of fibro. I'm sure eventually they'll tie all of that together because in that fibro study on mice, researchers took antibodies from healthy controls and from fibro patients, and the mice were injected with those antibodies, and they developed pain sensitivity. And this showed an immune component in fibro. IgG from the fibro patients never made it to the spinal cord or the brain. Instead, it mostly accumulated in the glial cells surrounding the dorsal root ganglia. And while the glial cells just outside the spinal cord became hyperactive, the activity of the glial cells inside the spinal cord remained at normal levels. That dorsal root ganglia near the spinal cord is very important in relation to fibromyalgia pain. So I believe they're going to be tying all of this together soon. And I hope all of this made sense to you. And I hope you learned something. If you did learn something, will you share that with us below? I send you gentle hugs and support. Love you.